Hi, I'm Dan King from Insurance DataLab, and I'm here at the BIBA Conference with Peter Blanc, Head of M&A at Howden. Thanks for joining me, Peter.
Morning, Dan.
So, first question. The pace of M&A doesn't appear to be slowing, despite many people thinking that was going to be the case. So, what do you think the level of activity is going to be between now and the end of this year?
It's still going to be frenetic because there are, as you know, over the last few years, private equity has come into the UK insurance space in a pretty major way.
Yeah.
And the way private equity works, they tend to fund their platforms, and then the platforms go and spend that money. And if they don't spend that money, they pick up non-utilisation fees from the debt providers.
Right.
So, of course, they kind of, even though interest rates have gone up, they kind of have to use the money, so they really do have to spend it. And of course, the demographic situation still hasn't changed. There are still, the average age of brokers, of the owners of brokers in the UK, is still high 50s.
Yeah.
So everyone's getting to that stage where, thinking about retirement, there's a threat of a Labour government coming in and the possibility of capital gains tax being normalised with income tax. And of course, when you think about it, at the moment, if you sell a small broker, the first £1 million of that broker, of that sale price, you only pay 10% tax. You then pay 20% on everything above.
Yeah.
Well, if Labour do what has been talked about, and capital gains tax is normalised with income tax, you could find yourself paying 40%.
So does that indicate the next 2 years could be just as frenetic as...
The next 2 years, I suspect, will be really super busy.
Yeah.
Because lots of private equity-backed vehicles will be trying to use up their acquisition finance facilities. Lots of vendors will be trying to beat the potential capital gains tax trap.
Yeah.
And of course, I think a lot of companies, a lot of small brokers are struggling to grow.
Yeah.
The prices in the market have become so high that they can't go and acquire other brokers to grow themselves.
Yeah.
Taking on talent is really expensive and quite risky. And so they can get a bit stuck. Whereas actually joining forces with a bigger broker can help to unlock and sort of free them up to go and focus on what they're doing best, which is looking after clients.
Yeah.
So I think the pace of activity will continue. But the next question's got to be, what's going to happen to prices?
Exactly. So, what is going to happen to prices?
Logically, and who said the world is logical, but logically, prices should start to come down a bit because interest rates are so much higher. The cost of debt for all of the private equity-backed vehicles is significantly higher than it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It's sort of 40-50% higher than it was.
Yeah.
So that if private equity firms are chasing the same return, then logically they'd only achieve the same return by paying slightly less for the acquisitions.
Yeah.
But set against that is the fact that it's a diminishing pool of brokers left to sell. So scarcity value comes in. So particularly if there's a broker that's a platform or has got a real specialist edge and is going to be sought after, then I suspect the valuations will stay high.
Okay.
Logically, they should come down.
Yeah.
Please God, let them come down. As long as they come down for us, it'll be fine.
And as the new head of M&A at Howden, with what's reported as being £1 billion available for investment in M&A, it sounds like you're going to be even busier than ever. So what type of firms are you looking to acquire?
Well, in the UK, we're looking for all types of firms. We're on the 1st of October, all of our businesses rebrand as Howden. So A-Plan, which has 110 personal lines locations in the UK, Aston Lark, which has 80-odd commercial locations in the UK, and then all of the legacy Howden locations, everything rebrands as Howden. That gives us nearly 200 branch offices around the UK and Ireland. So we can acquire practically any size brokerage, from the smallest to the largest. There's no cap on what we can buy.
Okay.
There's no minimum size of what we can buy. Our A-Plan business are absolute legends at acquiring small brokers to plot into their branch network. So we're going to carry on doing that. So small personal lines brokers, small commercial brokers, mid-market commercial brokers, specialist brokers, large brokers, reinsurance brokers, and MGAs.
Everyone is on the radar.
Everyone's on the radar, provided they share our culture. If they look after their customers, if they do the right thing by clients, if they've got the right cultural feel to them, if they want to be part of an employee-owned association and they want their forever home to be Howden, then absolutely talk to us.
And how do you assess culture? It's quite hard, isn't it?
Most of it is look, there's an awful lot of gut feel about it.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, if I meet a vendor and the first thing he says is, what multiple are you paying? and can I? When can I leave?
Yeah.
That's kind of not the best discussion.
Yeah.
If it's we're not for sale, and I'm really worried about my staff, and I want my clients to be really well looked after, that's the right discussion. So it's kind of that sort of thing. It's looking at what do they really want to achieve for their business? Are they genuinely interested in growth? Are they genuinely interested in their staff? Genuinely interested in their clients? If they are, they're probably the right cultural fit for us.
Great. All right. That's brilliant. Thank you for joining us. Cheers,
Fantastic.
Peter.
Nice to see you, Dan.
Thanks.
Thank you.